Hey guys, it is Wednesday here on Pagan Perspective Subs Week, and this is Twisted Witch, aka Brendan. This week's topic we were asked about the title or role in our own personal practice of if we call ourselves a priest or a priestess, and then also the second part of the question was asking about our views on pagan priesthood and clergy within the current paths that are laid out in pretty much the plethora of pagan religions right now. So, first of all, I'm going to post down below this video, in the comments box down there, a link to a video I did a while ago as a video response to another friend's video. It was pretty much looking at becoming a high priest or high priestess within 2 years, well, with having 2 years experience. But that pretty much went through most of my views and opinion on this, but also I'm just going to go through it on here anyway. So, I myself, in my own personal practice and path, define myself as a priest. I also define myself as a devotee to Hecate and Eros, but in doing that I define myself as a priest to them as well, because I've done devotional rites to them and I've worked with them for a few years now, and I've done a lot of work and kind of self-initiated myself into a priesthood to work with them. In my own, in the coven practice I do right now, I'm a devotee? No. A dedicant, that's the word I was looking for. I'm a dedicant of the Wildwood tradition. Within that tradition there is pretty much 3 circles of hierarchy, I would say. So you'd be looking at, your base would be an aspirant, so you aspire to become move up into the Coven of the Wildwood, so you learn about the whole cycles that are there. The next one is where I am, which is dedicant, and that's the next stage up from aspirant, so you're dedicating to the Covenant tradition. Then finally you go into priesthood, and that is where you become a priest or priestess of the Coven of the Wildwood, so the tradition there, or the tradition of the Wildwood, sorry. In my own personal history as well, I've been in one of my old groups, I was a priest in that group, but depending on what the rituals were or the rites were, I was actually the high priest, because I would be looked at setting up and organising the ritual, creating ritual space, writing and designing the ritual myself, doing all the organisational aspects with that there. I have run public rituals, where if you were to look at it at that point, large public rituals by myself for groups of people, I would be considered probably the high priest there, because I was in control of organising and facilitating the ritual. I was the person that people would come to if they needed guidance or information with that ritual or rite. I was there to help also organise the people who were calling the elements, so any other priests that were working, or priestesses that were working in that space. The word priest or priestess to me can be applied to pretty much anyone. I think after, if you're doing if you're Wiccan perhaps, or eclectic Wiccan, or if you're just doing a general witchcraft sort of practice, if you decide to do a year and a day of devotional work, when you do your initiation there, I think you can consider yourself to be a priest or priestess then. And then for the title high priest or high priestess, I really believe you need to be in a working group or a coven or a study circle or something where you're considered to be the person that people go to if they need information, if they need knowledge, if they need help with anything. The title high priest or high priestess for me is an elevated title. So you have your base level, which is your priest or priestess, and to be the high priest or high priestess, you're above them, but you're not in a way that it's a superior power. It's a position that's earned and a title that's earned. It's not something that's easily bought or easily taken away. You work hard for that title, and you do, whether it be knowing your knowledge, knowing everything you need to about that path, having many years experience, or it might be minimal years experience but very condensed experience. So I think I mentioned that in my video, studying, if you study flat out for 2 years, doing the whole entire tradition, going through every single day rituals and work there. So I think that's pretty much my views on priest and priesthood sort of there. But so the part about pagan priesthood and clergy, I kind of have a stigma about it all because of the whole church clergy and all that sort of stuff. I think it's very hard if we were to meet basic the requirements that usually are dictated with I say with like church clergies and all that stuff, is they have a doctrine like the Bible or the Quran or the Torah, depending on what religion they are. They have a written out explained doctrine for what their beliefs are. They may view it differently, different interpretations with what's written down, but there is a standard written out book. Well, not always standard because there's a lot of edited versions out there, but mostly it's the same layout there. If you were to look at all our practices, you'd have to be looking at a tradition that, to have like a clergy or a priest or priesthood, a tradition that has a set out doctrine, it has a written philosophy. So the Wiccan Rede could be considered to be like a philosophy, but a doctrine, but not everyone follows that. Not everyone's a Wiccan. There's so many different pagan paths. The term pagan covers things like shamanism, druidry, any of the indigenous native cultures can all be covered in paganism. And it's trying to put those into legally recognized religions with clergy that can commit marriages and can like do births and funeral rites and all that sort of stuff. I think it's very much that we need to be very organized and have that set organized mission statement essentially, or outline of what everything is, what the beliefs are. It needs to be very focused, but then also we're very personal in all our own paths. We all take our own directions, we all take our own choices. Our paths are reflected and designed around our personal beliefs and our personal practices, and to have just one set legal recognized tradition and you have to follow that tradition or that layout down to the letter kind of limits our personal experiences, our personal exploration in that. It's pretty much looking at it from the point that to do that we'd be becoming like church groups. We'd have like your Christians, your Catholics, your Church of England. There'd be all different branches popping up, and then it's to the point where what one is considered to be legitimate, and that's where we can lose a lot of our authenticity there. And yeah, I kind of don't like the whole idea of pagan clergy and all that sort of stuff, but I'm up for being able to call myself a priest of my own tradition, my own belief, and working with my own gods, and that's what's happy for me. But yeah, I hope that has kind of outlined my views on this topic and everything. As you'll see, I have moved. This is the wonderful new background. There's kids in the background. It's Australia Day here, actually, where I'm filming. It's on Thursday here, but I think it's still Wednesday where you guys are. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. And hopefully in the next couple of days you'll see the next new subs, which I'm excited about, which will be awesome. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. So if you guys want to make a video response at all, post it below. If you've got any comments or questions, just ask me anything. And yeah, go check out my other video because it probably explains things a lot better than I did here. It's just hot and humid today and just kind of running late with everything. But yeah, anyway guys, much love and blessings, and blessed be. Bye.